Welcome to EPG Pathshala on the subject Social Medicine and Community Health. I shall be discussing on the paper Healthcare Delivery System in India, and the specific module which I am going to discuss before you is the Health Committee. This is a contribution from a team comprising of myself, Professor Razam Khalik from Department of Community Medicine, Aligarh Muslim University, Dr. Anis Ahmad, the content writer, and this content has been reviewed by Dr. Salman Saab, who also belongs to the same institution. The learning objectives for this module is that after discussing on this, one should be able to describe the contribution of Board Committee towards health planning in India, describe various health committees in post-independence era, and describe the recommendations of various health committees. As we all know that in any planning process, role of committees are very significant. And if you discuss before pre-independence era, in 1940, the resolution adopted by the National Planning Committee based on the Showcase Committee's recommendations recommended integration of preventive and curative functions and training of a large number of health workers. The reasons were very simple, because only if you can concentrate on curative care, then the health of the entire community cannot be improved. If you want to improve the health of any community, then we have to provide a combination of preventive, promotive, and curative care that is popularly known as integrated care. And if this integrated care is provided from home to home, this comprises comprehensive care. So provision of integration of preventive and curative functions and promotive functions becomes very critical to the optimum provision of health care. Since the start of the planning process, health was considered an important input for socio-economic development of the country. And another important component was that if you look into the different functions of preventive, curative, and promotive care, then a training of a large number of health workers is of paramount importance. And that's the reason why even in 1940, the National Planning Committee and Showcase committees considered these recommendations. The healthcare in India has since moved from bureaucratic, government-based, top-down approach to decentralized, community-based, bottom-up system after the Panchayat Raj came into being. The importance is that if the bottom-up approach is adopted, then it will be a felt need. The local problems, the geographical issues are taken into account, and that becomes that provides optimum dividends. Even in the pre-independence era, the British Empire was also realizing the importance of public health in India, and they appointed a very famous committee known as Board Committee in the year 1943. This committee's report came in 1946. The British Empire realized the importance of public health, as I said, and instituted the Health Survey and Development Committee in the year 1943 under chairmanship of Sir Joseph Bore. The committee submitted its famous report in the year 1946. This committee's recommendation served as the basis of planning in India, and some of the important recommendations of the Board Committee has been, number one, integration of preventive, promotive, and curative cares at all administrative levels. Then development of primary health centers for the delivery of comprehensive health services, which means combination of preventive, promotive, and curative care from home to home, from each segment of the population to the rural India. Now, primary health centers should cater to a population of 40,000, with a secondary health center, now called community health centers, to serve as supervisory, coordinating, and referral institutions. There's a significant difference between health centers and hospitals. Hospitals predominantly look into curative care. They have catchment area, whereas primary health centers or health centers have major focus on preventive and promotive care with the curative backup. And they have also a definite population to cover. They have the entire responsibility of that particular population in terms of health related activities depends on uh, health centers. So this concept was mooted uh, by Board committee. In the long term, 3 million plan, the PSC would have a 75 bedded hospital for a population of 10,000 to 20,000. It also reviewed the system of medical education and research. Why? Because it was realized that unless the technically competent people are there in the system, probably we will be not in position to provide uh, efficient and medical care to the people of the country. And also it was envisaged that since most of the doctors are not versed with the rural environment, and majority of people in India at that time had been living in rural areas, the problems were more in rural areas. So 3 months training in the subject preventive and social medicine, now called community medicine, was also recommended by the committee. Committee proposed the development of national programs of health services for the country, because each committee program will start, give a new thrust to the that particular condition, so that and for optimum dividend. The long-term plan recommended by board committee has been as follows. The district health scheme, also called the 3 million plan, which represented on an average district population, was to be organized in three-tier system within a period of 30 to 40 years. So primary unit, each primary unit will comprise of 10,000 to 20,000 population, depending on the density from one area to another, would have 75 bedded hospitals served by 6 medical officers, including medical, surgical, obstetrical, and gynecological specialists. This medical staff would be supported by 6 public health nurses, 2 sanitary inspectors, 2 health assistants, and 6 midwives to provide domiciliary treatment. If you look at this, that the primary unit composition and staffing pattern, it is obvious that uh, we will be having a very comprehensive team to look after the medical and health problems of 10,000 to 20,000 population. It was also envisaged that of these 75 beds that are allotted, 25 would cater to the medical problems, 10 for surgical, 10 for obstetrical and gynecological, 20 for infectious diseases, 6 for malaria, and 4 for tuberculosis, uh, and with a continuous ambulatory support. Malaria was then a big problem, and that is why so much allocation has been given that some of the malaria cases will be requiring inpatient care. About 30 primary units or less would be come under a secondary unit, a first referral unit, and it will have 650 bedded hospital. The beds will be distributed as follows: medical 150, surgical 200, obs and gynae 100, infectious diseases 20, malaria 10, tuberculosis 120, and pediatrics 50. If you consider the bed allocation, the tuberculosis beds were so high because at that time tuberculosis has been a major problem, and even it continues even today, but because of certain paradigm shifts. Then at district hospital, each district center would have 2,500 beds, hospital providing large tertiary care with 269 doctors, 625 nurses, 50 hospital social workers, 723 other workers. The hospital would have 300 medical beds, 350 surgical beds, 300 obs and gynae beds, 450 tuberculosis beds, 250 pediatric beds, 300 leprosy beds, 40 infectious disease beds, 20 malaria beds, and 400 beds for mental diseases. The planning that at that time that was a thought, even that type of vision has not been achieved till today. The Bohr committee model was based on allopathic system of medicine. The approach was not entirely digitized but had a top-down approach. So Bohr committee report in 1946, India became free in 1947, and when the partition took place, there were many problems in the country. Poverty, ill health, high maternal and child mortality were very significant problems. And in post-independence era, the planning process in the country started with development of community development program, which was launched in the year 1952 for all-round development of rural areas where 80% of the population were living. In the all-round development of the community, health was considered an important component. Community development was defined as a process designed to create conditions of economic and social progress for the whole community with its active participation and fullest possible reliance upon community initiatives. So community development initiatives, when it was taken, it was realized that those goals, those targets cannot be achieved without a healthy community, and therefore health was considered an integral component of the planning process in India since the inception of the planning process. Each community development block, so a district was divided, rural areas were divided into community development blocks, and each district comprised of each community development comprised of around 100 villages with a total population of 1 lakh. For one community development block, one primary health center was created. So at that time, in 1952, it was envisaged that one primary health center will be located preferably in the block development office, block headquarters, and will cover the entire 100 villages. And entire preventive, promotive, and curative responsibility of that particular block will be of the primary health center. By the close of the second 5-year plan in 1956-61, Health Survey and Planning Committee, popularly known as Mudaliar Committee, was created, and this committee considered many important issues and finally recommended to limit the population served by primary health center to 40,000, with the involvement of the quality of health care provided by these centers. So Mudaliar Committee was concentrating on that instead of 1 lakh population, the primary center should cater to only 40,000 population. And it also emphasized that quality issues in the provision of healthcare are very important, because satisfied clients, satisfied patients are the best motivator of utilization of services. Because simply creating a facility and not utilize to the fullest extent will not give the measured outputs. Strengthening of district hospital with specialist services to serve as a central base of regional services. Because if cases are to be referred from the primary units, then at the district level they should be managed optimally. It was also envisaged that regional organizations be established for some districts. So regional organizations in each state between headquarter organization and the district in the charge of the regional deputy or assistant directors, each have to supervise 2 to 3 districts, and medical health officers. Later on, this was almost like having commissionaries, and each all districts coming within one commissary were taken care by this. Constitution of an all India health service on pattern of Indian administrative service. These were the major recommendations, and after this, because government was very critically examining the improvement of the health conditions of the people and health services in the country. And one of the ways for finding out best outputs was to appoint committee who will review the situation and suggest what alternative measures can be taken for important uh, decisions and program to run in a particular direction. Based on this philosophy, Chadha Committee was appointed in 1946 and it recommended provision of one basic health worker per 10,000 population. This was a major recommendation of Chadha Committee that one basic health worker per 10,000 population be provided for vigilance operations through monthly home visits under National Malaria Eradication Program. These workers were envisaged as multiple purpose health workers to look after additional duties of collection of vital statistics and family planning. So community-based program, emphasis on community structure and community outputs in relation to health was considered more important by Chadha Committee, and it was also invested that basic health worker will be a multi-purpose worker in nature and will collect many besides provision of health care, besides routine data, also collect information on vital statistics and family related data. A short time after implementation of multi-purpose health scheme, it was realized that malaria vigilance operations and health program could not be carried out satisfactorily. In fact, if you look at the country, there are basically two types of programs, vertical programs and horizontal programs. Vertical programs are those programs where there is a separate budget, separate human resource, separate monitoring and separate evaluation. Malaria was one condition, family planning was, they were running independently. When multi-purpose scheme came, the emphasis put by the workers on one particular disease has shifted to multi-diseases, and that was the reason why the performance in malaria vigilance operations and family planning program deteriorated. A committee was instituted for to look into. Mukherjee Committee was formed in 1969. It recommended separate staff for family planning activities. So Mukherjee Committee clearly stated that there should be separate committee for this group and for family planning at least, because family planning was a major issue, because population stabilization, population control has been also considered important, consistent along with poverty alleviation and provision, expansion of health services. Then in 1973, the famous Kartar Singh Committee report on multi-purpose workers came in. For ensuring proper coverage, the committee recommended one primary health center to be established for every 50,000 population. Each primary health center to be divided into 16 sub-centers, each for a population of 3,000 to 3,500. Each sub-center to be staffed by a team of one male and one female health worker. The work of 3-4 health workers to be supervised by one health assistant. Prior to that, there was a committee. The Zingalwala Committee in 1967 gave importance to integration of health services and elimination of private practice by government doctors. The committee recommended unified cadre, common seniority, recognition of extra qualification, equal pay for equal work, and special for specialized work. No private practice. So this Zingalwala Committee is primarily concentrated on the service conditions and of the staff, because it is the motivated staff that can do the services. In any system, human resource must be considered as an important component. The Srivastava Committee on Medical Education Support Manpower in 1975 emphasized on creation of bands of para-professional and semi-professional health workers from within the community, school teachers, postmasters, gram sevaks, to provide simple health service needed for the community. A rural health scheme particularly, community health guides, and the development of a referral service complex by establishing linkage between the primary health center and higher level referrals and service centers like Tulap District Regional Medical College Hospital. In fact, if you look at the health services of the country, referral services or referral system development has been extremely poor. If the cases are referred, they are getting priority at the higher authorities, higher places, and there is a back referral system or two-way referral system, then it has a meaning. And that type of referral system, systematic development of has should receive due importance. Establishment of Medical and Health Education Commission for planning and implementation of reforms needed in health and medical education on the lines of University Grant Commission. Srivastava Committee was very conscious that there should be a separate medical grant commission to look into the problem of medical education, because medical education is must provide people who are competent in terms of not only knowledge but in terms of skill to deliver the optimally the desired health services, and to also one male and one female health workers should be available for every 5,000 population. And at present in India, this norm is there that each sub-center where male and female health workers are posted should cover 5,000 population in plain area and 3,000 population in hilly and tribal and difficult areas. And the health assistant for male and female for be located at the sub-center and not at the PSC to supervise the work of the male worker, health worker, male and female. Based on this committee, Rural Health Scheme was launched in the year 1977, wherein training of community health workers, particularly two important schemes, community health guides scheme or community health workers scheme, and trained traditional birth attendants scheme was brought into, and a program was launched, reorientation of medical education, where medical college will be brought to the periphery. That was the concept. But this program has been not taken very well, but Rome has certain philosophically very strong points, and reorientation of medical education. After that, training of multi-purpose workers and linking medical colleges to rural health was initiated, so that medical colleges should not remain only ivory towers. They should be closely linked with the peripheral units. It was based on the principle placing people's health in people's hand, and also to initiate community participation. Community health volunteer, community health guide scheme was initiated. The idea was that when community volunteers, community health are selected by the community people, they have more chances of acceptance. The committee recommended establishment of countrywide cadre of basic rural doctors consisting of 10 paraprofessionals to extend comprehensive health care delivery to the rural community. Now, after this, the era was primary health care. That is, a health for all concept was mooted by Alma Ata Conference, and Government of India also appointed some committees in terms of Kripanan Committee and Ramalinga Swami Committee to evolve the planning process in terms of health based on the concept of primary health care, which has been considered as essential health care based on the principle of involvement of community, so that services reaches to each and every person based on appropriate technology, and there is multi-sectoral linkages and participation of the community, so that and participation of community not only in terms of utilization but in terms of provision of health services, in terms of planning of health services, in terms of evaluation of health services. And probably the best type of involvement of the community in the health system would be when they start evaluating the services. They take it as a right, and then there will be complete participation of the community in this particular program. Now, after this, when primary health care principle was evolved and India was signatory to this, national health policy first draft came in 1982-83, and that served as the basis of planning of health services in India, where 30,000 PSCs came into being. And uh, it was envisaged that the block level primary health centers will be converted into community health center. In 1986, Bajaj Committee health report came. Dr. J.S. Bajaj, one of the member of Planning Commission, he looked into the health situation in the country, particularly in terms of health manpower development, production management, and planning. The three components, and his wisdom based is reflected in the recommendations that was given by this famous committee. This committee first said that the formulation of national health manpower planning should be based on realistic survey. Why? Unless if the manpower planning goes against the real manpower requirement, it will not serve the purpose. The second recommendation was the Educational Commission for Health Sciences should be developed on the line of UGC. That was recommended earlier also, and recommended for national and medical education policy, in which teachers are trained in the health education, science, technology. National teachers training centers were evolved in this country, in some of the medical colleges and some of the health institutions. Later on, medical education unit came into being, an uniform standard for medical and health sciences education by establishing universities of health sciences in all states. Majority of the states have now University of Health Sciences. They have a common system of examination, common papers, common examination system. And that brought out the differences in the standards of evaluation in the different universities or different medical colleges. Then establishment of health manpower cells both at state and central level. One important thing that medical education unit is running in various medical colleges. The idea is that because number of students have risen, the traditional teacher-student relations and now the effect of technology, that medical education educational technology has strongly influenced the teaching process, and therefore every teacher must be versed with the newer developments in terms of pedagogy, and that is why medical teachers are being apprised of, or their technical competency in terms of educational technology is being enhanced. Vocational courses in paramedical sciences to get more health manpower has been also initiated. Government was also conscious that gradually urban areas were increasing. From 80% it came to 70% rural area, and the problems of urban areas was rising because of population explosion, implosion both, and urban slums were mushrooming in many metros and also in some other cities. And the health problems of urban slums are poorer than health problems are more, and their health indicators have been poorer than even the rural areas. So a committee was appointed, popularly known as the Christian Committee Health Report, Christian Committee, and that committee submitted its report in 1992. The committee devised that how health services can be improved in urban slums, and they came out with the concept of health posts in urban areas. The committee has recommended one voluntary health worker per 2,000 population, and at that time the suggested honorarium was ₹100. The services have been divided to outreach, preventive, family planning, curative support, referral services, and report and record keeping. And outreach services included population education, motivation, and so on. After that, we had National Health Policy came in 2002, and that has been immense success, particularly in terms of innovations in the provision of, after provision of NRHM, National Rural Health Mission 2005, and based on the experiences of NRHM, Government of India decided to launch Urban Health Mission. And urban health mission, it is also coming that based on various recommendations, it was found out that we can create a structure of primary health center in urban areas for 50,000 population, in community health centers, as it in the rural areas. And so just to summarize that, the various committees that have been appointed from time to time in India, they provided a direction, a guideline for development of health services in rural areas and later on in urban areas. And there is no denial to the fact that in India's health infrastructure in rural areas is very impressive. We have district hospitals, we have sub-divisional hospitals, we have community health centers at block level, we have 30,000 primary health centers. For every 5,000, we have created a structure of sub-centers with one male and female workers, and interfacing with the community, a band of band of voluntary workers, community health guides, ASHA, that is the accredited social health activist, and also 10 TBAs have been evolved. So the Planning Commission, which constituted various committees from time to analyze the health situation and provide various suggestions for improving the health state of the country as a whole, and country has progressed a lot in this direction. Later on, this Planning Commission formulated 12 5-year plan, and finally it was transferred into Niti Aayog, with the idea that the National Institute of Transforming India, NITI means National Institute for Transforming India, came in, and I think the contribution of various committees has been quite significant in the national policy. We have progressed a lot. Still, there are many challenges that has to be taken care of, and that requires the wisdom of various committees from time to time. Thank you very much for visiting UP Pathshala.